Hey friends, Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country in Fredericksburg, Texas. If you've never heard of Fredericksburg, Texas, I would highly recommend that you do a Google search for it to learn more about it or ask ChatGPT. There's lots of fun things that happen here in Fredericksburg, Texas. It's a beautiful little tourist town. So welcome to Monday's Create With Me, Monday with Pamela. Let me take care of a few things real quick. I did my reel earlier today, sharing the technique that I'm going to share with you tonight. So if you didn't see it, it's on Instagram and Facebook. And I had to change some settings here on my program so I could see everything really well. So I didn't get my hair done or my makeup on, so I'm not showing my face today. So say hello if you're joining me. Let me know where you're viewing from. Would love to know. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Sarah's viewing from on Facebook. I don't remember where you're located. I probably should know that. So I'm having so much fun with this suite of products. So you're getting a little sneak peek of the Lovely Blossom Sweet Collection. I'm going to use this sweet collection throughout the month of February. It is a January online exclusive. Sarah's in Wisconsin. Thank you. I'm going to try to register in that into my brain now. We'll see if it works. Sarah from Wisconsin. And there's Mary from St. Louis. Thank you so much for commenting. It's always fun to know who's watching, who's here. Let me know if you're crafting with me or if you're just watching. So here in the Texas Hill Country, it is 5:05 p.m. Central Time. And this morning, I did the now monthly Mail It Monday with the 2025 Artisan Design Team alumni. And there were about 5 or 6 of us, I think, that participated in this one this month. So it's optional for us, and we changed it to just monthly. So I was doing it every week, and now I'm just doing it monthly and then sharing my Create With Me Monday. There's Sharon from Australia. Mary's at the laundromat. Then we have Central Florida. Is it Ronnie? Is that your name? I'm just guessing. I got a thumbs up. I don't know if that was you or not. So this is the card that I created. My goal for the Create With Me Monday now is to feature a technique. So let's see if I can, there's my card from last week. So last week's card, I shared how to create this soft centered stamped image. So I inked up the full image on this one using cloud cover and then used my sponge dauber to darken the center with some Secret C. And then I took this idea and incorporated it into a scrapbook layout, which I'm not sure if I know where I put them. I was rearranging stuff. I'm gonna need my brain to think for a minute to see where I put it. So I will, if I remember, I'll look it up. It may actually be in the tote. So let me see. It is. So I have these totes under my table here that have my sweets in it of the upcoming ones I'm going to be doing. So I've actually already done a single 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. That was a week ago, Monday, today. And then Thursday, I did my Restoring Joy Through Scrapbooking. So this was the card that resembled, or the layout, scrapbook page that resembled the card. So you can see I used the same idea here with the random stamping down the border. And then I did some kind of mixed media type stuff, splattering and sponging. And then I did the same kind of design around the background that I did around the focal point of the card. And then on Thursday, I used the Currently Loving Scrapbooking Workshop Kit and created this page highlighting my birthday that I just had. I used the items, the elements from the workshop kit, changed it up just a little bit, but I shared how to use the new stamping positioner to create this border. See how they're all perfectly aligned? So you'll have to check out the video if you haven't seen that from Thursday. So I'm going to stick all that back into my tote and out of the way. So today we're going to learn about the leaves, kind of a soft leaf look. I have a cute little name for it, and I've already forgotten what I said it was. So let's see if I can. Maybe I said it in the description. I bet I did. I got to move some things around, though, just so I can read and see. Yeah, so it's the soft wash leaf blending. That's what I'm going to teach tonight. And then I'm going to show how I'm going to take this card design and make it into a scrapbook page. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. Oh, and just real quick so you can see, I did even decorate the inside. So we'll have some fun with that while I show you that technique. Before we get into it, let's see, I have too many things maybe open on my computer, so I'm going to shut some things down real quick just to make sure that we don't have any issues. Don't want to shut that one down. Okay, I think we're good. So let's go over a few housekeeping things real quick. So tomorrow, February 10th, is the last day to subscribe to the February Paper Pumpkin. Just FYI, I did put a little hint or tell everyone in my stories on Instagram that I actually have this kit already. I've been playing with it. I've already made the samples, the 3 designs. It's gorgeous. The reason that I already have it is because I'll be creating alternate projects as an artisan design team member for 2026. So you'll be able to see my samples. I'm not sure what the date is, but it's the Tuesday. Here, I'll see if I can pull it up. I believe it's Tuesday the 24th. Paper Pumpkin will go live on their Facebook page, and they'll share my designs along with the concept artist, which I think is Cindy Schuster. So I've already seen some cute stuff that she's done with the kit, and it's a little intimidating. I'll just say, like, dang it, that was such a good idea. So I got to come up with some different ideas. So that's what I'll be working on this week, so I can get them in the mail and to the corporate office, and they can share those on the 24th. So anyhow, tomorrow is the very last day that you can subscribe. If you already are a subscriber, just check your subscription, make sure it's active. You can always skip a month if you choose to, but if you haven't signed up, go to my link tree, and there's links to subscribe. You can subscribe for just 1 month, or you can do month by month. You can also get prepaid subscriptions, I believe, for 3, 6, and 12 months. And as a subscriber of mine, you will get a PDF. So like for this one, the ordering deadline's February 10th. Everybody will start receiving them over the next couple of weeks. And then on March 1st, the Paper Pumpkin Creatives Design Team will share 12 to 14 alternate projects using the kit. So you'll have tons and tons of ideas. You can just make the cards as they are intended to be made, or you can have a little fun with them and make some alternate projects. All right. Then I want to remind everyone, if you earned coupons for bonus days in January, then now is the time to redeem them, February 3rd through the 28th. And you can find those in your email. So when you placed an order of $50 or more, Stampin' Up! Should have sent you a $5 coupon. And you have to have those. You just copy and paste that into the checkout, and it'll apply to your order. So just a reminder on that. This is one of my most exciting and fun things that is happening the month of February. The new Stampin' Positioner just came out. Demonstrators got to pre-order them. And again, I mentioned earlier that I played with it last Thursday for my Restoring Joy Through Scrapbooking. So this is the Positioner. What will happen is for the month of February, only those of you who choose to join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, you will get this in your demonstrator kit. So I was just I still have stuff on here from last time, but it has it has a separate paper pad that you can order, but this is the actual, it comes with these magnets that you can hold your paper down. I'm not going to go too much into it, but there's the plate. It's spring loaded, so you position your stamp, press it down, it picks it up, you ink up your stamp, and then you press it, you put it down, okay? And then there's this really cool little contraption where you can like step it all the way up if you wanted to maybe do letters or do a repeated pattern. And that's what I did on this last Thursday. So there's a whole video tutorial on YouTube and Facebook. Facebook will delete it after 30 days, so it'll be there through the month of February, but it'll be on YouTube indefinitely. Okay, so that's the Stampin' Positioner. Again, when you join February 3rd through March 2nd, Stampin' Up! Will include the Stamp Positioner in your demonstrator kit. It's $99 for a demonstrator kit here in the US. Shipping is included. You will pay tax. And what else? You'll get to choose $125 in new products of your choice. And we have some brand new March online exclusives that just went live. And then we also have our January through April mini catalog that you could choose from. So there's a ton of choices. So thanks everyone else who has been joining me. There's Deborah and Julie. Oh, Julie, I think I said hello to already. Just a second. I'm trying to see. Something keeps like popping up and bouncing at the bottom of my screen. I think it's Pages. Just a second. It's probably asking me if I want to keep it or delete it. So I'm going to delete it. So it quits distracting me. Okay. So there's all of that. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Then we also have the February product of the month. So every month, starting this past December, we have a new product of the month. When you spend $75, you can get the product of the month for $5. This month, it's a beautiful 12x12 Designer Series paper. Mine's on the way. Can't wait to get it. Looks really beautiful. And then if you haven't purchased or qualified for any of the products of the month, and they're still available for like December, January, and February, you can choose any of those 3. You don't have to get this one. You could get one of the others if you wanted to. So details. It's really cool when you start adding product to your cart on the website. It'll tell you up at the top of the shopping cart how close you are to the $75. Then I just signed up for this Lovely Blossoms live craft class that Stampin' Up! Will be putting on February 19th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, or like it says, you can view later on demand. I just got my instructions and cutting diagrams and an invite to the Facebook group. So this is the first one I'm participating in, but I thought, well, I'll do that since that's what I'm working on and playing with this month. So I encourage you to check this out too. You can just click the link to the Lovely Blossom Sweet Collection in the description, and it will take you to the Sweet Collection, and it'll show you the craft class that you can click on. And as I mentioned, this suite of products is in the January 2026 online exclusives. So we have a little PDF flyer that we're able to print out with all the products that are listed. But if you just click that link in the description, you can get a better view of it. And I think that's just about it. And then I just had my mini catalog here. I'm not using anything in there today. So let's get busy creating our scrapbook page. So tell me how everybody's weekend was. I know here in the States, it was all about the Super Bowl yesterday. We had Jeff's mom and dad over. I cooked some short ribs that they had given us in the crock pot, and then I made hot wings, or hot drumlets, I guess, from scratch. And we are doing like an all protein diet right now, carnivore. And we had some celery, but what else? And a little bit of cheese. So we didn't blow it and mess up our diet, or healthy eating is what I prefer to say, really. So, okay. So I've got all the pieces here. We're going to stick mostly with Secrecy and Old Olive ink. I have a little bit of die cutting still to do, but I've done a bunch of my die cutting. I'm going to show you the technique that I already forgot the name of it. I probably should write it down. So it's the soft wash leaf blending technique. I was going to see if I could find, here, I'll just do it on one of these. I have a scratch of, so we're doing the, you know what I'll do? Let me see what I have in here. Well, blue, I guess will work. But I'm going to be careful and hopefully it doesn't go through. So we're doing the soft wash leaf blending. Now, I didn't mention, and I should have, the Global Ink Collective design team did our PDF for the month of February using this suite of products. And Kim McGillis, I watched her video. All of this is exclusive. The technique's not really exclusive, so that's why I'm sharing it today. But I'm going to give credit to her because that's who I learned it from. And it makes these really pretty leaves. If you didn't see, kind of distressed, mixed media looking like leaves. Instead of cutting the leaves out in Old Olive, we're going to use some basic white, some ink, stamping blends, and water. It's like super easy. I was like, how did they do that? That looks so hard. And it's like super easy. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. All right, we have some of the products here. This is the Moody Palette Glossy Dots that we'll use toward the end. So I'm going to set those aside. Yay, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. Jennifer's my teammate. Y'all got to go check her out on Instagram and Facebook, Jennifer Skaggs. she's doing some beautiful scrapbook pages, and she told me when she signed up that she was just a scrapbooker, not a card maker, but she's fallen in love with card making, and it's so fun to see what she's making and creating. So she even did a hop with me earlier this month, or the end of January, I guess it was. So, all right. So I have a stencil here that I made, I think, for the other card that I shared earlier. And I'm actually using both sides. So I've got Secret Sea on one and Old Olive. So I'm probably going to use that on here somewhere. So I'm going to set that up to the side. This suite of products comes with a beautiful embossing folder. So it's got a really neat design. You can see it right there in the card. So I think I figured out how I can get it all the way across a 6x12 piece of white willow cardstock. So I've got my pictures here. Now, what I'm scrapbooking today, sometimes when you're scrapbooking with florals, it's hard to decide like what to scrapbook because, some people just in their minds, they think they have to scrapbook flowers or something like that. Or maybe girls, I don't know. But I did a little brainstorming with ChatGPT, and I was like, you know what I want to do? I'm going to scrapbook and about the sermon that Jeff and I heard at church on Sunday because it was kind of like mind blowing. Never heard really the way he presented it. Brian Mandel is our associate pastor, and he did the sermon. We are in a series called Rooted, Rooted, and he shared about, we're in the book of Colossians, and he was sharing about the treasures, like not really treasures. I've heard about treasures in heaven, but he was talking about seeking the treasures. So I think his sermon was called Treasure Hunt. So I didn't want to go that route really. I wanted just to kind of focus on the points that stood out most to me. And I actually have, give you one second. So I took my Bible and opened it up to Colossians, and I took notes. I'm not always good about taking notes, but I've been trying to take a little notebook to church so I can take some notes. So I have a few notes from a previous sermon, and he shares history about that Paul wrote to the Colossians 25 years after his conversion. He was in agony for the Colossian church. And you can just see some of my notes. There's a special struggle, great conflict, agony, costly and sustained. So I'm not really I'm going to journal about this a little bit on like a 4x6. I'm going to use a flip flap, and I'm still trying to decide my title, which I'll figure it out here pretty quick. ChatGPT did give me some suggestions on it. I can go with rooted. I can go with treasure. I'm not going to do like treasure hunt, but there's, I don't want something real long, but there's hidden treasure. I don't know. That seems like with flowers and stuff, I was kind of like, I don't know. What else? There was also rooted truth. I think ChatGPT recommended seek first, rooted truth, and hidden treasure. I like the rooted truth. So I'm debating on that. We'll figure that out here. I'm just going to I'll probably use I don't know, I might use the really big ones for a bold title, but I'm afraid that might cover up too much. The party alphabet dies, I've got And then I think I'm looking at my dies real quick, see if I can find the ones I want. So I'm going to decide between those, I think. All right, so let's get busy. I'm going to use a flip flap, I think I said already. We need to do all our prep work. And then I'll share with you kind of my design idea. So we've got to dry emboss this piece. We're going to do our technique here in just a second. I've got like four, I think I only have 4 flowers here that I embossed white on Secret Sea. So I'll probably do like 3 clusters. I could do one with 2 flowers and then 2 with just 1 flower maybe. And then I do already have a lot of those leaves cut, but we're going to do a few more so I can show you that technique here in a second. So first off, I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't want to mess up I've got some cloud cover 2-tone cardstock for my base. And we're going to bring in the cut and emboss machine. Let's see, I think that might work. I need my plate 1. Now, something to note about this particular embossing folder is that it does a pretty tight, I guess because of the lines and the dots or the stitches, I'll show you on this, it can kind of crack see like right down here, it's like really cracked. Okay, so you're gonna have to be kind of careful, but I do have a tip for what to do in that situation. So what I'm gonna do is first, in just a second, I'm gonna probably do it off camera so I don't get it all over my stuff. I'm gonna spritz my cardstock really lightly with some water, and then I'll put it inside here and we'll run it through this way, and then I'll flip it around and run it through that way. So let me grab my Mister. So I just have a bottle with some water in it, and I'm just gonna lightly spray it on both sides. And that's just gonna loosen up some of the fibers. And then we're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna try to get it up in here as far as I can. Let's see here, I'll probably just do it kind of like this. But I want it. Okay, I think that's not, see, it's not straight. So I want to make sure it's straight. Okay, I think that's good. Sandwich it between plates 1 and 4. And let's just get it through here. Yay, Jennifer's making cards now. Haha. Yeah, I love to make cards too. Just because it's like she says, like they're the word that I always said I love scrapbooking over a lot of other crafts. I'm going to put a little bit more water on the other side because it felt to me more faster self-gratification, I guess, or instant gratification type stuff. When you're cross-stitching or quilting, doing things like that, they just seem to take a long time to get a completed project. So that was always frustrating to me. Whoops, kind of bent that back just a little bit. Let me get it lined up. Okay. And I cross-stitched before. I think I may have told you that Jennifer, I'm not sure. Jennifer makes beautiful cross stitches. She made one for me. I'll have to grab it here in a second and show you. And it was, whoops. Okay, what's the problem here? Just a second. Okay, couldn't get it started. So I cross-stitched early on. I actually tried to do woodworking. I thought that would be really fun and cool and got frustrated with it. So then I turned to cross-stitching and did it for quite a few years. Look at how awesome that looks. Oh my gosh, I love it. And speaking of cross stitch, I'm going to share this because I don't know if everybody saw it. So I'm going to brag on Jennifer. Says passionate about scrapbooking. Can you see it? And that's me standing in front of my calyx unit. She gave that to me, what, in February or December, like a Christmas gift or something. And oh, that was the most precious gift ever. So I'm always going to brag on Jennifer about that. All right, so there's that. And now we got kind of this loosey-goosey piece of paper. Not just because I got it a little bit wet, it just kind of softens all those fibers. All right, let me get my plates back in order so I'll be ready to die cut my leaves here in just a second. All right, I think we're ready for that in a second. So we've got that. We're going to set that aside because we'll just build up everything together here in a few minutes. Because really, once we get these couple of things done, I think it's going to go together really fast. And then I just got to figure out my title. Oh, I do have to die cut. I do want to remember I need to die cut. I want to do a little border so I can do something similar to this right here. I think I need a new glue dot, an extra couple of glue dots on that one. Looks like. So set that so I don't forget that. So let's do our technique real quick because like I said, it's super simple. And let's see. All right, I'm just using an old close to my heart blending pen that I have because I have a whole stash of, was going to show you, but if I move it, then I won't be able to put it back in my thing. So I have Stampin' Up! Blending brushes, but I have all of these in colors already that were similar. So I'm just going to pick up some old olive. You can be kind of aggressive and get some color in there. And I want to leave a little bit of white. I'm going to just fill kind of most of this whole thing, but I'm going to leave a little bit of white so that it gives this look right here. You can make it as light or dark as you want. I'm going to leave it like that. I think y'all can see that good. And then I do have some brand new stamping blends. I had to get new old olive ones because this is what I had done to my tip. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Yeah, I just like to do this a lot. So this is what I think. There we go. Still lots of ink in there. Just splatter some around. Guess I need to make sure however much you want. So somehow let me know if y'all designate your blending brushes some way. Maybe I need to put something around here so I know that this is my used one or my splattering one. And then I haven't put my brand new ones up in the thing yet because I don't want to mess them up. I want them to stay nice for coloring. All right, so now we need the water brush, and I'm going to do a little block here and see if I can get some color out or some water out. These are hard to get the water out. So really I'm just going to be, you know what, I'm going to see if this will work a little bit better. Okay, yes, I am seeing some water spots. So that worked better than anything I've done so far. So I like that. You could probably squeeze a little water out too and just flick it off here like this too. We've done that with ink before. Can you see the discoloration happening? Let me wipe that off and lift that up for you. Okay, so you can kind of see the look that we're going for. Now you can set it aside, work on your project, and then come back to it and use it. Or you could also grab your heat gun. I'm going to use, so it doesn't burn my finger, I'm going to use my tool that came with it. just to hold it down. And I'm just going to try to dry it a little bit. I'm just trying to dry those water spots. And when they dry, they'll show more white. And this is just, I think this is just a piece of basic white cardstock. So you could do this on your white willow cardstock too. I think that's probably good because that gets like super hot pretty quick. And it's going to fall to the floor. Oh well. All right. So yeah, it looks really good now. So that's the look you're going for. So you could do this in any color you wanted to. You could probably mix the colors if you wanted to. If you did pinks, then you could do the flowers. So I may have to try that later, but I'm going to try each Monday to have a new technique to share. All right, so we need to, let me see if I need to move this out of the way. I'm going to just cut a few of them. That's why I did a small piece of these little leaves. Just put them on there. I'm going to kind of roll that down a little bit. It does warp the paper just a smidge. Just put the leaves on there anywhere you want. I need to move this one like that. If you wanted it all green, then you could cover the whole entire piece green. But this is just a real fun, easy technique. And even I'm learning new things. Always trying to learn something new. All right, so that's what we got out of that one. I just love the little splatters on it. Doesn't this make it look more like real leaves? You could, do more than just the one color if you wanted to. And then when you get those little water spots in there, it just makes it look even neater. I think this is the last run through I'll do since I already have quite a few done over here. We should have plenty for what we're making. Okay, I can move all that out of the way. And I've done this 3 different times and they all look very similar to one another as far as color wise. And this particular die, you have to be a little gentle because it cuts, it almost like wants to tear because of the veins that they put in it. But I love the detail. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I think we're done with all of that. So let's start building up our page, I think. Oh, I just remembered. I need to cut one more thing. I need to let me look and see if I have a scrap of the Secret Sea. I thought I did, but maybe I don't. So let me grab some Secret Sea. It's probably hiding under here somewhere. 1 second. It's not big enough. So I'm just talking to myself, y'all, as I'm looking for my scraps. This is what I had from, I need more than that. I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4 inches, my 8.5 by 11 piece. And then I can just cut them like that. So one thing I want to check real quick, I want a border to go all the way across. I just need like this side and this side. So I'll get 2 out of each one. So it's 3 1/2 inches. If I go to 3 inches, where will it? 3 1/4. Let's see here. So I need probably just 3 of them. So I'm going to get 2. Okay, I think I'm good if I just do 3 of these. So I'll run these through real quick. And then I think we'll be ready. So the reason I'm only using the 2 outside is because when you cut them off, which I'll show you in a minute, you get a flat edge on one side, and I don't want that flat edge. Oh, hello, Charisse. How are you? So when you cut these out, you get all these cool little pieces. I've been saving them. I used them on my card, just only 3 of them, but you could put them in shaker cards. Or I've also seen where like I could take the opposite color, or like I could do Old Olive and Secret Sea, and then I could put Old Olive in the Old Olive pieces inside there. That would be kind of cool. But right now I had a bunch of the, is it going to come out? No. There we go. I'm going to pop those out real quick. If you leave them in there, then sometimes you don't get a good cut. That's 2 times, 1 more time. I'm really kind of excited about how this page is going to come together. There we go. If you drop it down, sometimes it'll pop almost everything out. There we go. We're good. And I'll put all of that up. Okay, so we should be done with most of that. So we just want these. So see all these little pieces? Wouldn't that be great in a shaker card? I'm just I've got a nice little collection I'm growing right there. Maybe find a little Ziploc bag and put them in a Ziploc bag, like one of those little mini jewelry bags. Okay, so I just want this side. And flip it over and cut. It doesn't have to be exact. I just want to make sure I have the round part up here. So, because when you cut it, you can clean it up if you want, but I'm not going to take the time to do that today. So let's do this. Oops. I mean, I want it semi-straight. It's like, that might be enough right there. So we may have only needed 2. You can do it by, you know what I need to do real quick before we go much further is I'm going to clean off my Versamat because I splattered ink. I can see it sponged and splattered ink. So if I don't keep it clean, then, I mean, it still looks kind of dirty, but I think I got most of the color up. All right, we still there we are. I think we're straight. So okay, there they are. So yeah, if we go across, yeah, that should be plenty to go across the 12 by 12 page. So there, I have extra of all of that. And I'll just throw that over there somewhere. All right, let's put the page down and get it built. Like I said, now I think it's going to go together pretty quick. I will have to die cut some letters for I think I decided I'm going to use the light side of the cloud cover. Joanne's here from North Carolina. Awesome. All right, so we have this piece. Now you will notice when you do this, it's going to shrink up the paper just a tiny bit, so it's not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to be okay with that. So here's my design for the card. I'm gonna look at it like this and design like a border similar to this going across the page. So we'll put that up here. So this is gonna go at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and just, when I was making my reel, I struggled and messed up recording some of it and did it the wrong way. And I made my card last night so I could post it for the Mail It Monday. And then I did another one and struggled a little bit. But all right, so I can do this. And then I think I'll put this down next. I think I'm good there. So this will bring everything up to about 7 inches. So let's see, I'm thinking maybe I don't normally use liquid glue on my scrapbook pages, but because of the texture on here, I think I will. Maybe come down in the corners a little bit more, and then right through there. So I do need to be able to tuck those, I think I'll do it this way, those scallops in. But this is just gonna butt up right against there. It looks like there's probably about a 1/16 of an inch on either side. Like I said, I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, and then we want these little pieces, because these, actually, they're not gonna go. I was thinking they might go up here, but actually this is what's gonna happen. Kind of forgot what I was doing. Okay, so I just cut 4x4 inch pieces of the designer series paper, and we're gonna do, this is where I want to make sure there's not adhesive like under here. So I think I'm gonna go up a little bit higher. Maybe I'll do like 1/2 inch. Now this will go all the way to the edge, and I'm gonna make it go all the way to the edge. I'm putting it in this order because of, I think I'm gonna move those like that, just to keep the green away from each other. So these I can I'll probably be okay if I just put tape that way. So we'll do about 6.5 inches right there, I think is where I want it. And we'll just line it up across here. And I think I have enough space to tuck the scallops up under. Okay, I think I ended up at about 6.5, coming from the bottom, going up. And now we can just, I'm just going to use this. I'm going to bring in maybe, I don't know if I can pull it out from under here. My silicone mat. All right, now I think I will start in the middle. I think that will be the best. And then I just want to get it up under there. That looks like about right there is centered. All right. And then just position it so it looks kind of like a continuous. It didn't, yeah, you can't tell that much. So we're only going to have 2 little pieces probably right there on the end. Okay. want them touching. All right, I think that works. And then this one, I'm going to get my scissors, and I think I'll just cut off two. I'm going to go this way since that's a full round one. And I will have to trim off just a bit with my scissors here in a minute. I love how everyone has been using this as a little scallop border. So it's like, okay, I think that's good. And then it's best if I pull it up off the page, off the mat. I can flip it over and trim off that excess on both sides. Okay. And then just put that back down. So if you wanted to, you could totally like put pictures in here if you wanted to. But I think I might have my title right there. My photos are going to kind of be up a little bit higher. So I think I decided I'm going to use the picture of Colossians with some of my notes here on the front. So if you're not familiar with the flip flaps, they come in 4x6. They have a flap that goes this way. There's also a flap that goes this way, depending on how you're putting it in your album or on your page. There's also 4x4 and 3x3s, I think, and 3x4s. I think there's 4 different sizes. So these were originally made by Close to My Heart, and when they shut down, Stampin' Up! Brought them over. So I think, I'm trying to decide if, I think since, I mean, this is a really cool picture I took during the sermon. It says Greek treasures. So the word treasures in Greek is thesaurus, comprehensive inside and out, both the place and treasure itself. I had to guess at that since his head is right in there. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over this way and insert this one. So you can put something in the, that's why it's a flip flap. You can put something in the front and the back, but it needs to be like upside down compared to that one. So when you flip it up, you see it correctly. Okay. Now, if you wanted to glue those together to keep them aligned, you can. I think they're fine that way. And then I think I'm going to do some Secret C as a mat, and that will hold my journaling right here. So 1 second, I think Ladybug wants to come in. I don't know if Jeff is here or not, but all right. So now I need a piece of two-tone. I think I have some in my pack here of, yeah, and I have a big enough sheet, I think, too. Okay, of Secret C. But this is only 6 inches, I think. I need it to be, I think I'm going to do 4.5 by 6.5. That'll give me a little bit bigger border. And if I don't like it, I can always cut it down. So I'm going to turn it this way and cut it 6.5. And then for the sake of the page for the moment, I'm also going to grab some white willow, and I'm going to do it. It's already at 6 inches, so I'm going to cut it at 4. Now I'll probably do my journaling typewritten, printed out. So I'm just going to tack this on here, but this 4x6 I can actually run through my printer. All right, now there's several ways you can attach this. Since this piece is a little too big to attach it, it folds over, and if you attach it up there, then you have not the same border around these sides. So I will attach it to this piece. I'm going to go ahead and attach it. I will get some more adhesive. Let's see, I have this one right here. I need to use that. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just put tape all the way. What I'll probably do is maybe print my journaling on some shipping labels. I've shown how to do that before. So I'm going to take the adhesive is back here. I'm going to line it up right behind my photo. So just I'm eyeballing it so I don't really see it. And then I can wrap that around, press it down, and it's going to adhere to that piece. So here's your contraption. And then now you can layer it. You can actually take this adhesive strip off. There's a really sticky piece of adhesive right here. Give me 1 second while every time you pull it off, it's got static on it, so it sticks to you. Try to make sure that's straight. And now I can line this up within that 4.5 by 6.5. Press down. You can even flip it up if you want. And now that strip back there is behind your adhesive, or if this, I'm not your adhesive, your journaling card, or if this was another picture, it would be. So now we have all of that. And I'm thinking I want to put it right up here. So my title is going to go right here. I think I'm going to do, did anybody give me some suggestions? I think I'm going to do rooted because that is the, and I can talk about, that's the sermon title, the sermon series, and then I can talk about the series and this particular sermon that Pastor Brian shared. So I think I can use, let me figure out what I did with them. They're probably hiding under here now. There they are. I think I can do rooted in the big letters to make a big impact. So let's see, rooted. I think it'll fit all the way across there. I don't have two O's, so I'll just have to guesstimate. So something kind of like that. Was there, I think it was just rooted. I was going to see if there was rooted truth. I like that. So I think I'll do rooted, and then I'm going to print out just the word truth to put right down in there later. I'll do that off camera, I guess. I don't know if if y'all have seen this, but we have a brand new simple stamp set alphabet that's coming. I wish it had uppercase, but it's all lowercase. But this will be fun. That would even be cool if I did rooted truth underneath there with that. But we'll see what I end up doing. But that's available to customers March 3rd, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I think I should do Secret C, don't y'all think? So do I I've got some just regular cardstock. I think I'm gonna just use it. Can't tell the difference. So let's move this out of the way for a minute so I'm not die cutting on top of it. We'll get that done, and then we'll just be able to put down our clusters wherever we're going to do those. So we're getting close to being done. My poor little card here, I really do need a couple more glue dots on that bow. So how's everybody's weather where you're at? I'm like warm right now. So we're supposed to have some rain, maybe Wednesday, but our temperatures have been like in the 70s and 80s over the weekend here in the Texas Hill Country. So while I'm thinking about it and doing this, I'd be curious if anyone else has ever scrapbooked about a sermon they heard at church, or maybe you went to a conference of some kind. I have. I shared my pages from Thursday, I think, on our demonstrator planning place, and someone commented, how we spend as scrapbookers so much of our time scrapbooking about other people, and that it was refreshing to see someone, for me to be scrapbooking about myself, or my stories. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this at this stage of life, we're just became empty nesters in August, and don't have that many pictures now of the kids. I mean, I still have tons of pictures to scrapbook, and I scrapbook them still on occasion, but I've been scrapbooking kiddos for almost 30, well, probably more like, 29. I'm about to go on 29 years of scrapbooking. It was when my oldest daughter, I think she was just born when I learned, about 3 months old, back in, I guess that was 98. She was born in 97, like December 29th, 97. So it was right around there is when I started scrapbooking. And okay, I got it. Just making sure before I put everything away. And yeah, I've done a lot of scrapbooking about my kids. So I'm kind of shifting my focus to things that are currently going on in my life, things I'm doing, things I'm learning, experiencing. Jeff and I've scrapbooked about my mom and my stepdad, and of course, he passed away this December. I almost made a page about my mom and I spending time together during difficult times, but the only title that was coming to mind was something similar to what I did last week with Bevan, because one of the sentiments in that scrapbook, in the lovely arrangement stamp set, which I'm not sure, is always here for you. So I was like, well, I'll skip that and do that at another time. I might like to do it. I don't even know what the collection of products is called, but I've got to sneak in some time to play with it. This one right here, the lovely and beautiful collection, that would be pretty to do about my mom and I. So I decided to go with a little different route. Okay. So I think to keep it super simple, I'm just going to find, maybe, I don't know what I did now with my, I don't even know what to call it now. My silicone mat, that's what I want. I'm looking, just a second. Let me see if I can figure out what I did with it. I don't know what I did with it. I don't see it. I probably set it under something. So I guess I'm going to have to just do it off over here to the side. I'm just going to put adhesive. Whoops. Oh, here's another one, but I think it's almost empty too. I'm going to start with the O and the T, I think. Yeah, it feels like this is going to about run out. So we'll have, I guess those kind of like right in the center. There's the 6. I think I want to bring this down. So I'm going to come down here a little bit, right about there. I'm lightly going to put it down in case I need to move it a little bit. So I would encourage you to do some scrapbooking about yourself, tell some of your own stories, things that make your heart happy, even if it's your kiddos, I guess, but maybe your favorite hobbies like scrapbooking or reading or cooking or cross stitching, since we talked about that earlier. Why don't you share with all of us what some of your other hobbies are? If you are a scrapbooker, card maker, and you're watching, but I bet you have other hobbies, other things you enjoy doing too. Maybe gardening. We have some great new products coming out for that. So you could scrapbook about it. Okay, that one and that one I think are, let me see here. Yeah, they are. Those are done. Now, I could have popped these up with some foam, some dimensionals, but I didn't want to take the time to do that. Okay, rooted, could say rooted in truth, rooted truth, either one of those. I'll figure out what I'm going to do here in a little bit. Now, I haven't put this down yet because I was thinking, do I want to do a little bit of sponging, not with green. I think maybe not the whole entire back. Let me find let me pull, 1 second. I'm trying to get I have my mini blending brush. So I think we'll do a flower coming out from underneath here, maybe one over here somewhere, and then maybe something right down here. So let's just get some good ink on there. I guess I should be careful because I think I just re-inked that. So I'll be kind of gentle. Oh, yes. Okay, and now this one's going to go down here. Let me make sure one over far enough. Okay, I think that's good. Just don't want to go off the edge of those. Okay. And now we can put this down. And I think I will just, well, I think I'm just going to adhere it straight to the pages. Well, I say that. I'm going to lift it up. So instead of using a bunch of dimensionals, I'm going to grab some foam tape that I buy off of Amazon and use it for the back. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit. Okay. And then now I can tuck a flower underneath and some leaves. I think that's about good. Let me look. Okay, I think I'm straight. I'm gonna have my flip flap. And there we go. Let's bring in these. So I'm thinking I'll just kind of, I have to put it underneath. I can't put it on the top like this because the flip flap's going to be on the outside. You could put it like in here so when you flipped it up, but I think I might just do it out like this. Let's see, play around with it just a little bit. Let's grab all our leaves that we made. Let's see. We can kind of decide how they're going to work in here. Get the double leaves first. Let me put them down. I have to play with the little ones sometimes because I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. That might be, I think I kind of like that to make it, to elongate it a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to tape these down behind there. I'll pop it out a little bit further on that one. And be very gentle with these. Whoops. So you don't tear them. Sorry, just a second. You could add some, use some liquid glue if you wanted to. So where do I want? I think I kind of do like it down here. I want to do 3. I overlapped. I did more like this with, I could do this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 little ones together, I think. I don't know why I struggle with just the one loose one out here. But maybe then I do now need a third one right here. Can't decide. I don't know. I feel like it needs something else, but maybe if I just, when I add the, what do you call them? I'll leave it. I'll just barely have it tucked in there. All right, these I will put up with a dimensional. I'm just going to put one dimensional. And we'll do like, all right. Lucky you, Jen. Oops. We've been in the teens for 2 to 3 weeks. Oh no. Finally made it in the 30s. Oh, you're talking about when you said teens, I thought you were talking about teenagers. uh, yeah, it's crazy. We had the cold freeze for us, what, 2 weekends ago, I think? And then it went straight back up into the 70s and 80s. I think we might get some rain, but I think we're still kind of make it go like that. I'm liking this one. Like that one, lone one right there is, I like fine. I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't bother me with the double flowers. I think that's too much. I think I'll just leave it like that. Let's see what I want to do with that one. I think I'll do it kind of like that. See, and this is just kind of giving your eye a place to travel. And I think I'll keep it pretty simple. What else? Anything? I think I'll just do that one. Oops. Right up in there. I don't know if I need anything over here. Let me look and see. No. I think that'll work. So I have these extras I can use on another card or project. Something else possibly. Now let's look at, do I want to put any of these that I had left over? Or maybe this time I'll use the blue. I think the blue would be better. And I have a bunch of those. I'm just thinking, they're stuck to my finger. That'll be pretty right down in here, maybe. And then I'll add a couple of dots. I think just one works really well with each cluster. What do you think? I think this time I will use a little bit of liquid glue to get those down. Then we'll just add, I'm not going to do any ribbon, I don't believe. I don't think it needs it. Tweezers. We'll add a couple of dots with these little diamonds. So would y'all, I'm always curious, would y'all do anything differently to the page or add anything else? This is really a pretty clean and straightforward page. I'll put it out that way. Now there's the dots. Let's see what color we want. I might use some different colors. Like this one would be pretty down here. Oh, that's not doing what I want it to. Maybe I could do white. I think I'll use a variety of them this time. Just depending on where I'm going to put them on the page. Maybe a white one. I'll do a little white one over here. Then I could do a let's see, green. Green be okay, I guess. Right there. And then let's go up to this one. Maybe one little dark one down here. And then I can do a white one up here. All right, I'm done. Keep it simple, Pamela. What is Pastor Brian's? I wrote it here. Kiss, keep it simple, saint. So, all right. So there's my flip flap. I'll get my journaling done. And I think, I haven't decided yet. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it like that because I think that's the title of the sermon is just called Rooted. I was trying to, I was looking. Yeah, it's just the title is Rooted. Rooted in God's Word, treasures. Yeah, anyway. All right. Thanks for joining me this Monday evening. I appreciate y'all chit-chatting with me a little bit. Hope everyone has a great week. And if you're around Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time, join me for Restoring Joy Through Scrapbooking. I'll be using the Currently Loving Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, which coordinates with the Lovely Blossom Sweet Collection. Trying to remember all these names is a little difficult sometimes. I was just looking back at comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. But all right. So again, have a great week. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.